it's
No,
me.
never mind. Sorry, we're Gen Z. Oh fuck, was that our intro? Sorry.
That was about
It is
to be,
our
you
intro.
fuck. Well, I guess this is it fucking
It's
now.
the intro now.
Hey, my name is Demitri, and I'm
Fuck dogs.
no, I'm allergic.
No. Yeah.
Oh.
Otherwise,
I
Something's
think
stopping you.
my most defining trait used to be the hair that I cut off. All right, Jack, you.
I'm Jack, and I have a crush on Dimitri's sister. She's pretty cute though. She got that slim thick complex. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm Alex. And I don't have a follow up for that intro.
My sister is 5 years old. For anyone that is not aware, of course,
Okay.
everyone that has no fucking clue.
My name is not Jack, by the way. FBI.
He's fucking retarded. All right, so, Jack, since you gave us that, what's your favorite drink, Jack?
I like me a Rum&Toke. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow, that's
No, but for real, my favorite drink is a Rum&Coke. It's just nice and simple.
okay. It's pretty interesting. Even I didn't know that. We're already learning things here. Alex, you got
Wait, what? Me? Who?
Are you
yeah.
fucking really high right now? Or
No, I haven't started yet. He lied through his teeth.
okay. welcome to Alex being high as fuck.
What?
Okay, you don't need. You can list your favorite drink or something that has to do
My
with
favorite drink,
marijuana
straight vodka.
paraphernalia. Straight vodka. All right.
Straight vodka and THC distillate.
There it is.
Oh, that's a good mix. I think we can do that.
Okay.
I
Alex
feel
will
like that
die
honestly
young.
tastes pretty good. You know, like that video we watched with the girl pouring leaves in her drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. So instead of that, we
Yeah.
just put the distillate and then
Yeah.
we just get
Yeah.
litty.
I wonder if we can sugar it to make it taste like honey, because it's sort of the consistency.
I get we're nobodies, but shout
well,
out to Penguins as Z0. That man's a fucking legend.
But
That's-
the thing is that you want to get high.
From distillate, yeah, you will. It's kind of like taking edibles, but it's less efficient than just smoking it.
Well, is it already primed? Because I know part of the reasons edibles work is because when it's cooking, the THC's activated and released into the food you're cooking it in. I don't know if the distillate's like that.
That depends on what you're using. So for
you can't
cannabis
drink
oil,
you can't drink hash oil and get high, or you can't.
no, yeah, you can't do that. But if you have already edible cannabis oils,
Hey guys, can I mention something
drop
real quick before we get a lot
yes.
of weed is legal where we live, by the way.
Yes,
for
we're in
for any
Canada.
yeah,
We're completely
so-
legal.
This
All
is
of
not
us.
so
We do
I
not
also want to
commit
point out,
crimes.
if there's any little children for whatever reason that are stumbling upon this, don't do drugs.
Hi,
and drink
Abby.
until it's legal.
you think you're funny.
You
Sometimes depends on the day,
dude, I can't wait till you get arrested for pedophilia. That's when it happens.
I literally don't even know what you're talking about, bro. Abby's grown, Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop.
Stop.
You need to
Stop.
fucking
Episode
stop,
1,
dude.
Episode 1. This is the pilot. This is the
Yeah.
pilot, and the pilot's gonna fucking crash into a mountain.
I'll fucking slap you later for that one.
Yeah, we
my
hanging out this weekend, by the way.
yeah, we hanging out this weekend. Oh, you fucking bet we are now.
Oh, someone's gonna get a slap back. Someone deserves it.
Dude,
Yeah, I
Thanksgiving
fucking
slapback.
Dislodged your fucking spine there.
Okay, before we can get back into this afterwards. Oh, we'll do smooth transitions, but before there, I wanna say a couple things. I don't really know. We're pretty much just doing this because we want to. I don't know if we really have any goals, and the name comes from the fact that we are young, avid users of alcohol and marijuana. And my favorite
Could
drink.
you have said that in any more of a gay way? Sorry, continue.
I'm very homosexual.
Also,
That's not
that makes
true,
us,
by the way.
That kind of makes us like snowflakes, I can't think of someone.
Oh, there's no one our age who
Is-
drinks and smokes. No, we're
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
clearly, yeah. That was sarcasm. My favorite drink is my pink lemonade vodka that I make. Believe it or not, it doesn't involve any of the drinks of lemonade, and if anyone actually cares to ask, I'll say what's in it. But it's I'm sure you get decent same effect by actually just adding vodka to pink lemonade.
You should ask what's in it because it's fucking fire.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I found it online one day. You cannot taste any alcohol in it. It is dangerous if you can't control yourself.
It's just
but
it has no street credit. So like if you're trying to like make this drink for your homies, you're probably
Yeah.
gonna get roasted.
I mean, I already get called homosexual by my friends every fucking day, so it's
wait,
not like
hang
it
on.
really matters.
But it's not because of anything you do. You just are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the program.
So how's all that that sex you guys have been having recently with women?
Kill yourself.
Yeah, I've been hanging out with this girl Jill for like the last 8 years of my life.
Whatever you boys.
She's pretty
Did
dope.
you
She's
just
always-
make a Jack and Jill joke? Did you actually?
No, have you ever like looked at your right hand and seen that it kind of spells Jill?
I think it's funnier because Jack and Jill went down a hill and led to a path of addiction. Jack
That's really
bumped his
funny.
head. Jack
He's bumping something.
Jack bumped his head, took in a piece of lead, and couldn't wake up in the morning.
Bro, I don't get addicted to anything. That's why when I go to Oz, I'm gonna just do as much coke as possible.
All right.
It's legal in Oz, so it's not. This is
Jack-
not a legal talk.
Jack, on the immigration interview, when they ask you if you have a criminal record, you should just say no. Is that still required?
I've seen that
I
fucking
already
meme
did
before.
that thing though, and it's nothing in person. That'd be hilarious though.
It's nothing personal.
Or like one of those things sort of like sex, and then you write often.
Dude, you gotta let them know how cool you are.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I fuck with this shit. And you know what else that we fuck with? Or that I guess I don't fuck with. I fucking hate Tinder. I don't know about you guys. The more that I've been using it
Yeah, it
recently,
sucks.
it's been like, especially because of where we live. We live in like country town. Like crazy horse girls are everywhere, and it's just like, it's terrible.
It's also because we're ugly.
It's pretty cool.
Oh,
honestly,
yeah, I mean, like, but, you
I'm
know.
gonna write a research.
What?
Girls hanging around horses eventually start to look and act
Just-
like them too.
Alan,
Really
Jack,
amazing.
you cut out. You're gonna write
Oh,
a
no.
research paper. I don't need a research what,
Research
sorry?
paper. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a research paper on horse girls. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like they start looking more like horses the more they hang out with horses.
Yeah, exactly. It's quite the phenomenon.
My favorite thing about all of us is that Jack is, by the way, like a fucking model, and he acts like he
Yeah.
isn't. I don't even know if he's 100% aware.
He's
know the
actually not aware of the fact that he's like at
So,
minimum an 8 out of 10.
I don't know if she'd be okay with it. We were hanging out with a girl last night, one of my friends. I'm not going to say her name for the sake of. I haven't asked if she was allowed to be.
Yeah.
If she wanted to be on the podcast. So for the sake of things, I won't mention her now. But we all know who we're talking about. And
Yeah,
the name
we
is
won't
irrelevant.
mention Jennifer.
It's not okay. That's a fake name, by the way, for all those. It's very clearly this guy's
We
an
will not-
asshole. You can
We will
look up
not
any Jennifer.
mention
We will
Ashley.
not mention Tiffany. Yeah. We'll not mention
Breakfast
Emma.
with Tiffany, sorry.
Dude, I made that
Oh,
joke on
God.
Tinder once. Anyways, we were hanging out with her, and the
Breakfast with
whole
Tiffany.
time she was every time that she could, she mentioned how hot you were.
Yeah,
Wait,
literally every
what?
time you went out of the room.
Yeah, every
yes.
time you went out,
Yeah.
every single time.
Mhm.
I told you, Jack. I've told you a million times. You are like a very, very attractive man.
8 out of 10 at minimum, Jack. And you really don't realize
I
it.
actually
Okay,
agree with
stop.
that.
You're actually making me blush. Right
No,
now.
like- Hey, caught
I'm
on
not
the
good at
podcast.
compliments, so yeah. Please.
No,
Alright,
but
okay,
it's
we'll go
serious.
back to roasting you. Gotta
No,
balance out the
okay,
ego.
so we went to
Yes,
high
please.
school with this man, and like all the women would surround him, and he would just like
Sitting in the corner, smoke weed.
he was a hunter. I mean, he'd go for the only people that he cared about, but he's
the only people I
unaware.
didn't like. Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, okay, never mind. Sorry.
It's fun. We don't know
One
enough.
of my
about-
most proud moments in my life was during a lunch break at high school when a piece of my a piece of meat from my sub fell out of my sandwich.
I remember that.
off,
Yes.
off the balcony, landed on a girl's head, and then I proceeded to go downstairs and get her number.
I I remember that we were fucking there. That
And
was.
And the most fantastic part, he never talked to her again.
Yeah, of course.
That was so good. Didn't you only do it because someone told you to or some shit? I don't even remember
No, it was
why.
No,
totally
no,
actually, I was
it was the reason why I went was because when I dropped and it landed on her head and she looked up at me. I don't know why, but my first instinct was to wink at her. And then she smiled and laughed, and I was like, okay, shit, I'm gonna go talk to this girl.
Jack is low key smooth as fuck. You know,
Yeah.
I was even asking him, like, I've never flirted with anyone in my life, and Alex and I have both had this stupid thing where we've had people ask us out, like both of our first girlfriends and only girlfriends.
You
Uh,
don't have to mention that part. You can leave it for mystery.
no, I did it before Jack did. Jack was going to say it afterwards. So
I
I'm
was
just,
not. I'll never put my homies on blast.
oh, never, never. But
That's
you
a
would
complete
slap
lie, but
my
yeah.
destroyed back. Um, so basically, uh, yeah, that was it. So I'd actually asked people out very unsuccessfully. I don't know Alex's. I think no, you actually asked a girl out for the first time on Tinder, didn't you?
Yes, I've asked people out before online. In person, I've only flirted with people, but never actually asked anyone out.
Everyone I've asked out has been in person. I always make grand gestures. I feel
Charles
like.
Boyle.
Well, hey, look, shut
Just
the
like
fuck.
chemical.
Okay. All right. You know what?
Sorry, never mind. Forget nothing.
I'm clearly
Nothing.
more
Stop
of the Andy Samberg. Do you know my personality type on the 16personalities.com quiz? Do you have any idea how rare?
I do know it.
Demitri,
Spent
Demitri,
20 minutes with me last night doing it, and then reading out every page of it to me.
wait, Demitri.
At 4 a.m. Yeah.
Andy Samberg
Yeah.
in Brooklyn Nine-Nine actually got the girls.
Yeah, but he was also a cop with a sick badge.
So was Charles.
No, he wasn't.
He was a cop with a sick badge.
No. But he liked muffins. Come on, man.
Oh, my head.
I
my
just
muffin,
okay.
my
I'll say
muffin, my head.
this. I'll say by the end of the show, he has Nicolaj and Jake has no one. He's no kids. All right. I'm just saying one of them is clearly more smooth, even if you know.
Yeah, one of them's left with child support.
Okay. I don't really know where else to go with this.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't know what else is good at it.
Oh yeah, I remember one of the things I put down here for like topics and shit. So I
Mhm.
think one night we had gone and we had decided, exactly what type of I guess girls that we all hang out with, you know. And
Try
we
to fuck.
no like Alex, the answer
Sorry, I was
is
just reading your subtext. My bad. Sorry. That was-
sorry. Script. Scripted. There's No, what I meant is like the types of girls that we're all into, and so for Alex it's nearest and or anyone that will say yes, and ironically it's the same for all of us. No.
Those are in my trunk.
So anyways, I think I know I gave mine a name. I completely forgot the fuck you guys called it. Do we want to get into that, or is that too
No,
much?
what did you say?
You guys
Wait.
can get into it.
Jack, you don't want to let everyone know while we're on this topic of.
Yeah, I'll go into it lightly.
All right, Alex, you can start. I want to put you on the spot.
Wait, what are we talking about? No, you start so I know what we're talking about.
Are you that so fucking
Yes.
big? No, you have to go first now.
No,
Think
hang
about
on,
what
hold
we're
on,
talking
I
about.
mean,
Come on.
Demitri, to
Hang
be
on.
fair, I feel like you already know what you want to say.
I
Go
know
ahead.
what I want to say. It's very easy.
What's the subject?
What was this?
Can you
But it's
repeat
funnier to
the
put them on.
question?
All right. So we're talking about like what is your type? You can phrase it however you want. You can go
Oh,
in-
yeah.
Yeah. What's your type? I think you guys both know my type, and I've described it in depth
Yeah.
to you. Alex, you can go first. You can say yours.
Yeah, underage girls. That's really underage boys will do too, but right around the time where if they get molested, they don't really know what to tell their parents.
Dude, that's fucked up. You can't even make jokes about
Dude, are you
that.
mocking me right now?
Stop. Holy
Sorry,
shit!
I can't steal Jack's type. I can't steal Jack's type.
I can't hang out with you guys anymore. I gotta go.
uh, okay, in a serious response, I'm not picky. I like very little as a turnoff, to be honest. In terms, physical at least. For personality wise, I love someone that can roast me. I don't know why, but that's like the ultimate flirting technique on me is just roasting me nonstop. Because I just find it hilarious. Like the sort of like that back and forth to me is the funniest part or like the best part of a relationship. So thanks for the awkward silence, Demitri. What's your type?
Little girls.
Motherfuckers.
Anyway, okay. No, I'm.
Welcome to the pedophilia podcast.
No. I'm kidding. I'm the lolly. It's older women, clearly.
Yeah, it's cougars. He's into cougars.
No. The
I've
way
seen your
that
Tinder settings.
you know what? If you see my Tinder settings, dude, my radius is as long as fucking possible. Anyone near it, anyone, I guess from any range.
Anyone on the planet Earth is
Yeah.
Yeah. So mine,
Close enough.
I have a phrase for it, and I just describe it as like broken princess. That's the best way. I don't know why. I'm always attracted to like more broken people or something. Like I think anyone who's too who hasn't had like a shit happen to them is like boring because they haven't lived as much of a life, I guess.
Nothing like trauma to spice a person up.
No, like, I don't care about like friends and stuff, but it's like if I'm gonna be with someone, you know what I mean. I need them to have like daddy issues, you know.
Yeah. Your daughter calls me daddy too.
And the reason why I describe it as princess is I don't know why. It's just a thing I noticed about everyone that I've ever really liked. They're always like basically a fucking princess. I don't know. I can't like describe why or anything. I've never found a reason. It's just always been that. It could be coincidence, but that's it. And yeah, but I'm very usually fucking romantic, that kind of shit. I can be a lot to deal with sometimes, for sure. So yeah, that's basically me on a more personal level. Jackery?
um,
Big
I don't
titty
know.
goth girlfriends.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was about that until like I had one who was like drawing a pentagram with their own blood and like sacrificing babies and shit.
That's maybe a
Like
little bit too far. Yeah.
everybody's like a real ninja. And so, never mind. Fuck. Is that it?
That's the first bleep of the podcast right there. There it is.
Completely knows the first bleep of the podcast.
There it is.
Censored.
We have achieved it. It has finally happened. I don't even know how long we've been fucking live, but that's it. There it is. That was it.
God damn it. So interesting fact about Jack. He's in fact half black, half Italian, half black. A very interesting origin story. Tell us more about your black mother.
Yes, Jack. Tell us more about how.
She's really dope.
Wasn't
you
his
know.
mom the Italian one?
Shut
Wait. Oh, we don't know. We literally don't know how black he is. Who knows? Maybe she could be the kind of Italian that's also black. Everyone
also known
knows.
as sunburn.
Everyone knows Little Italy in
Okay.
in
Just roast my
Wakanda.
people like that.
What was the topic?
We were talking about Jack's type.
Oh yeah, Jack. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of retarded in a way. Like,
Aren't we all,
like,
brother?
I don't like
Amen.
hookups because they fuck with my mind. Like, I get emotionally attached too easy. But at the same time, I don't like it when I feel like I fully have someone into me. You know what I mean? Like, a really really easy way to turn me off is if you make yourself super available. I don't like it.
Yeah, that's why Jack and I stopped having sex.
Yeah, just the raw sexual chemistry just didn't work out when Demitri was too needy.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I fall super hard for girls who aren't into me. So I kind of have myself in a weird limbo.
Basically, you have a fucking catch-22. Your favorite type of girl is the fucking catch-22.
I'm surprised you didn't talk about the thrill of the chase part of it. That to me
that's part. Well, I mean
that's part of the ignoring thing, right? That's part of like if they're not available, so you have to
exactly. Like I like when I fall for someone, I'll fucking try everything in my power to get them into me, and then if I get them into me, then I It's just my attraction towards them diminishes hard. So I have no idea how the fuck my long-term love life's ever gonna look.
When someone traps you in a relationship, probably long enough that you can't leave.
Yeah, when you gets a girl
Probably.
pregnant, that's it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can get Stockholm syndromed into loving someone.
Oh,
There you
I was
go.
just talking about him needing to pay child support. Like, he doesn't need to still be with her, but I mean, he'll call that,
Oh,
you know,
that's
whatever
true.
the fuck when he.
Yeah.
That's. Anyways,
Alright.
following that, Alex and I also don't like hookups, which sounds funny because we're both on Tinder.
Yeah.
It's more just like desperation. Um,
Yeah. I wouldn't call it desperation though.
I'm
I
making us
wouldn't
sound
call it
worse
that.
than we are. It's self-deprecating.
Yeah, yeah. So
Um,
it is. It's less desperation. It's more just like it doesn't cost anything to just sort of throw the chance in the wind. Like it's 1 in a million you'll find someone you actually like and get along with and get into a serious relationship with. But it doesn't cost me anything to just throw it in there, right?
yeah, we also do have someone who has had a fairly successful relationship through Tinder,
Yeah,
so that gives.
exactly.
I mean, like that gives enough hope to be like, eh, it's worth it. You know,
Yeah.
like you're doing that
Yeah,
kind of
maybe
stuff.
it'll work out, right? Like one of my best friends, her and her boyfriend have been together. They met on Tinder and they've been together for 3 years now.
Yeah. So
Damn.
that's a
So
successful Tinder story there, and so that's enough for me to go through it. But yeah,
yeah,
I think all of us.
but for
I
the
don't.
most part, crazy horse girls.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. They're too like it's too much. Like I don't mind someone who's country, and I'm used to that myself, just because of like my family, all that kind of stuff. But um, I don't want someone who's so country, like they want another
That's
country person. And here, that's a
it's like their only identifying feature when they're just I'm
yeah,
country.
they want a sexy country guy to be. You know, they want the ye to their ha.
Yeah, yeah, they want their Marlboro man.
Yeah, exactly. I really I don't know if I have like I know Jack has like a really intense reason as to why he doesn't like it. I mean, for me it's more just like I don't um for me to actually be invested that much like to get like to go further there to actually go and hook up and be into it, I need to really like the person. Like I don't
Hmm.
actually get that attraction unless I know someone long enough. So that's for me why I don't, because I just don't really get anything out of it. Like it's literally just meaningless to me, and I don't.
Hmm.
I'm not really down for that much. Down for it that much. Alex, do you have any specific reasons, or like I know you're pretty, you're very nice and genuine
Um,
man.
you don't have to lie about me on the podcast. No, I don't know. My stance changes somewhat. It's not that I'm extremely opposed to it. Like, I don't know. I'll say in terms of like hookups, I wouldn't want to hook up with a stranger. That feels weird. That feels really weird. Like I none of that is attractive to me at all. But like my motto is also I'll try anything once. So if I manage to somehow get in that scenario, might as well go for it once. Because as much as I don't like the concept of it, what if I end up liking it? Same as my deal. It's like say, if I somehow got myself into a friends with benefits situation, might as well try a casual relationship. See how it folds out.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I think that's a decent way to look at life in general. Is like to try. Like, I think it's very good to be able to be
Mm.
adaptable and try different things. Because I mean, you can get in a situation where you find something you like, or in general, this can go with anything. You know, I mean, like for me,
Mm.
the way that I attribute that most to is like food, because I've always done a lot of cooking, and I used to be insanely fat. So
He eats pussy like gourmet. Sorry.
I've I I don't even
You
want
don't
to.
have to finish that
I don't want
thought.
to
Nope.
talk about that
No.
anymore.
You can just segue out of
Um,
it and pretend I didn't say anything.
okay, you're very right about that. So when I'm eating food and all that kind of stuff, I used to be so insanely picky, and it was terrible. Because like especially because like I grew up like I'm half Irish, half Greek. So when you don't like 90% of the ingredients in like a classic like Greek village salad is what we call it, because there's no lettuce classically. Um, I don't know how many people are gonna actually know what I'm talking about, but if you have a traditional village Greek salad, there is no lettuce. There's just like tomatoes, onions, cucumbers, the feta cheese, olives. I used to not like olives. I didn't like onions. I didn't like tomatoes. So I'd basically just eat cucumbers and feta cheese together. And that
I
was like
used to eat entire cans of olives when I was a child.
You also
Like
grew up.
literally a can of
You were also
olives.
born in Russia.
That's true. That was the only nutrition I got back in the USSR. Sorry, that's not true. Okay. I was born in 2000. USSR was disbanded. My parents grew up under communism, but I did not. I grew up under Putin instead, which some will say probably worse.
Dude, our Lord and Savior. Yeah, but like I definitely agree. Like that. Going back to that, it served me very, very well, especially in going through and when I was, really into cooking and doing all that. Being able to eat things, even if I didn't really like it too much and get used to it, it helps. Especially when you're with other people who really like something, because it almost helps you be less sort of crass about it, and it helps you be more adaptable and be like, oh yeah, like this is fine, and know how to talk about that. Like the worst thing you can do for yourself is have no experience and then not being able to relate. So by just being like, oh yeah, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll try, and like branching out, you become very, very relatable. You know, not that you need to go out and really talk to people or do anything if you don't want to. It's just for me, I thought it's something that I learned that was very helpful for me.
Yes.
Yeah. And so talking about things that have helped us and like, expanding tastes, like I didn't used to like anything like rap or anything like that, and now I'm like a fiend for it. Our buddy Jack is the biggest Little Peep fan. He is
Biggest. That's what he calls his dick. Little
I
Pete.
like Lil Peep.
just Alex, that was a good joke. I think that deserved more credit than it got. Um
Thank you. Thank you. I'll be here all night. Unless
okay.
Jax kills me.
Yeah, so Jack, I don't really like. I get you can relate a decent amount. I think Little Peep's really good, and like I would never go against that. But I definitely am not the connoisseur of Little Peep that you
Yeah.
are.
I mean, to be honest, not a ton of like a lot of people you know are cool with him. Not a lot of people actually like to listen to him all
Yeah,
that
that's
much.
my stance. Is
But
that
when
I'll
I
listen to it if it's on, but like I won't add it to my playlist.
exactly like I try it's not something like if I'm having some people I'm not super close with in the car, I'm not gonna put it on because 9 times out of 10 they're just gonna think I'm a suicidal weirdo.
I used to wanna kill myself.
I think Little Peep's really good. The problem with me is I get really like emotionally invested in the music that I listen to. So if I listen to Little Peep, I get really sad. So it's not something that I actively want to listen to, but I do really like his music. And if I am, already fucking sad, I might as well just indulge in some Peep. I have a whole playlist dedicated to that too on Spotify.
Mm.
But yeah, I know like like pretty much I know personally if you can, it'll be like pretty much the only thing you listen to, something somewhat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you actually have really good taste and you're actually very broad despite that, which is funny. You're not really like niche into Little Peep. Like you're definitely who I would say personally that I know. You're like the rap like I don't know how to put it, like a critic. You're like a rap
Yeah, well,
critic.
I listen to a lot of different kinds of rap. Well, to be honest, I listen to a lot of kinds of music in general. Like, if you go through
It,
my Spotify playlist, you'll find everything
it's
from
a blast to be in his car and
yeah.
go
No, it literally is.
from
It'll blast
fucking
your eardrums.
Suicide Boys, a part like fucking yeah, all that shit. And then
But at the
suddenly
same
classical music comes on. Then
yeah,
after that, it's Lord of the Rings. It's the fucking
Dude,
Song of the Mountain. Like hello.
dude, this man's got the
yeah.
horses in the back.
Got the horses in the back.
I got the
Lean all
horses
in
in the
my
back.
bladder.
I'm glad.
Downtown road. Sorry.
Are you gonna ride till you can't no more?
Yeah, that's the words.
I love that song. I fucking adore that song. And with Horse
It's a
Girls, it
great
makes
song.
it funnier.
And you fucking shoved it into my head so hard I can only ever hear that tune again.
I also like the remix better with Billy
My
Ray
my my
Cyrus.
my boss is super into country, and he actually really likes that song. Even every country fan like considers it not a country song. And what I say to piss him off when he plays it, I'm just like, wow, I'm so proud of country music for finally making a good song.
didn't didn't the country association? I don't know which one. Listen,
Yeah, they
I
had.
don't.
There was a whole controversy about it. I
Nobody
think it
quote me on this because I'm not like there's nothing I have to actually say 100%, but I'm pretty sure I heard that a country association or the country association of whatever the hell around here, uh they actually denounced the original, not the remix. The remix came out after they had done this. I don't know if it was a response, but it was really funny. And they said that it's not a country song officially. They do not recognize Old Town Road by Lil Nas X as an official country song.
His name is Lil Nas X. All right, I like the song less now.
He
He's Lil
collab.
Nas.
I mean, he collabed with Billy Ray Cyrus. I don't know what you expect
Yeah.
for names. Are you
Um,
more accepting of Lil Xan?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Hang on. I'm
One of
trying to
my
look up the
buddies
story.
wanted to make his name Lil 40 in high school. He wanted to drop out, become a rapper, and name himself Lil
Who?
40. I'm not gonna say names in the podcast.
I fucking.
I
We
don't want to
have
say. I don't even.
Discord.
Yeah, okay. I'll
DM
message
me.
it to you. I don't wanna. I don't wanna actually.
I just say the name out loud as soon as you send it to me.
Don't.
No
Please don't.
way.
Yeah.
It's.
Yeah. That's not
Oh,
surprising. You.
Steve. Okay, Steve. Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Actually,
yes.
that was
It's
gonna be my
Jaden.
guess. Yeah.
um.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would never say anybody's name.
Honestly, Alex,
without
you're about the
permission.
funniest guy I ever met in my life.
Thank you.
Stop!
I now have at least
Yeah.
2 other people.
Oh,
that,
you've told him that
think
he's funny. This isn't allowed.
Mwahaha.
Okay. Now that we've done the rounds with Peep, I really fuck with the new Billie Eilish album.
Yes.
There it is.
Fucking slaps. Hang on, sorry. I gotta open Spotify and put it on right now.
I was surprised to hear that girl from last night really liked the song "Bad Girl." I don't want. I'm not.
Yeah. Jennifer.
Dude, I love Laura.
So I was instantly about to make a reference to a person we knew and realized
Yeah,
like,
you
the only way I
can't
could say that. Yeah.
Wait,
You
was it
can't.
was it the same person that I think of? The one that I always go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
The one
okay.
you can't say the first name of alone.
Yeah.
You have to say both
I
names.
don't even know
yeah.
how well you know that.
No, I've literally met her exactly once, but she's become a meme. So
Dude, she's such a good meme. She tried to like sneak me a pitcher of vodka one time.
She
when
tried
I
to
was
disown your ex.
underage. She what?
She tried to disown your ex-girlfriend.
Oh right, that's a weird thing to get in. We'll get back to Billie
Sorry,
Eilish.
yeah, we'll get back to that. We'll get back to
But
that.
hold on. This is someone. She's from. Oh God, I can't officially know. I don't want to make this statement for fear of being killed. If you're listening, Laura, I'm sorry. I don't know whether she's Irish or Scottish. I don't know. All I know is she hates anyone who's English. And my last
Yeah, Scottish. It has to be Scottish. No, it's Irish.
don't make any
Maybe.
official statements.
One of those. Definitely one of those.
Probably Norwegian, dog.
She's definitely
She's
either.
Greek.
Anyways, so
Greenlandian.
she was born there, right? And they do not like English people. And my girlfriend was English, so the second I told her that, she's like, "Oh, I'm so happy you got a girlfriend," and I was like, "Yeah." And mom was like, "She's English, just to fuck with me," and then Laura was like, "Oh no, disown her, burn her, like she needs to."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, back to Billie Eilish.
Yeah, back
The
to
new
Billie
album.
Eilish. I think the
The new
whole thing is
album.
bomb. I think
The new album fucking slaps. Like that is slaps.
It's a good as fuck album.
it's so good. It's
Like,
really
I don't even know what genre you put her as. I think she's kind of like it's pop in a way.
It's pop. It is pop. It just really
But
weird pop.
I think she's
Yeah.
the most interesting. I definitely agree where it's pop, but I think she's the most interesting pop that has
It's the most
ever
interesting
ever
pop
come
artist
out
I've ever listened to,
recently.
yes.
Yes, I think she's the craziest part is, isn't she like 17?
She's 17. She's like, I think she's 18 now. I don't know, but she was
It's
17
crazy
when she
how
was making
young
music,
and
yeah.
talented that she is, and like
She's fucking amazing. Yeah,
she's amazing.
fantastic.
I think she'd be an interesting person to me in real life too. I think that's great.
Yeah, probably.
The only song I think I'm really not a fan of is 8, but I think everything else, like even everything, like is just so good. I've
I'm
listened
with
to the
you
whole
that
playlist.
I'm with you that 8 is my least favorite, and it's still on my playlist because basically the thing is this whole album. I love the tonal shifts. The difference between Bad Guy and 8 are fucking night and day,
I love how
right?
she does
Like,
ballads, but also
yeah,
like her
exactly. It's
weird own just stylistic
yeah,
songs.
it's
I
like
think she,
stylistic pop, and it goes to ballads that have like some interesting element to them. But like I would love, I fall asleep to I Love You, Goodbye, Listen Before I Go, When the Party's Over, 8 all the time, right? Because those are very nice, chill ballads, and her voice. Oh yeah, let's talk about her voice. The way she sings is incredibly amazing for one reason, because it's a very hard thing to do. She has a very breathy voice, which means that every single lyric, every single line comes out as if it's an exhale, which, first of all, means you don't hear her breathing in the song unless she wants to make it part of the song. And it gives it a really, really nice, soft vibe to instantly make it like fit whatever tune she's singing to. That's why she's like, that's one of the main reasons she's so impressive to listen to.
yeah, I mean, I definitely think without a doubt, like you said, she's just so talented. Everything is breathtaking. The album when it came up, it was crazy. And I know she had a previous album or song, something that was a really big hit, but this
Yeah,
really blows everything out of the
yeah.
water.
This
And I
this blows
hope,
this goes Bellyache out of the water. Bellyache was like the song that most people heard, and this entire album blows it out of the water, and that song is fucking fantastic.
this isn't her 15 minutes of fame. I really hope.
I
I hope
hope
she's more like Ariana Grande, where she
I
becomes.
don't
yeah.
I don't think
You cut out there at the end.
You cut
Try
out.
again.
she's obviously like extremely good. Like I
Yeah,
can't see her not continuing to push out shit. Like she's still super
yeah,
young too. But
Well,
like
anyone can push out shit. The problem is if it's good shit. Like
it, but the thing is that like you guys were saying, if you look at the album, like 90% of the songs of the album are fucking fire. You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's not like she put out like three really good songs. She put out like a bunch of really good songs. And I definitely believe this isn't the last time she's gonna be, this popular.
I
I'm hoping she becomes a staple in the industry. I really do. Like, I
I
hope Billie Eilish becomes like someone to look up to.
I agree.
Hmm.
I really would love that. I think she's like, especially right now, she's like a total shining beacon. She is, just fucking triple A. Like, I think that, and it came out of the blue too for me. Like, it's again like she's popular before, but she wasn't like so insanely popular. It was, it was definitely crazy. It was really crazy, and
Yeah,
yeah, I think pretty much everyone I've heard, everywhere I've seen online, it's almost universal. Like, I think she's
yeah.
just she slaps. And
Yeah.
no, in a different surprise, the Jonas Brothers getting back together was really weird,
Right.
and I
Yeah,
didn't know what
that
to think. Their song "Sucker" I think was amazing. I haven't listened to like everything else, and I don't really know how much I want to get into that again. I've been
that song
fucking.
just slaps as a party song.
It's
Like, it
so
just
good.
feels like I feel like I'm in a party whenever I listen to it, no matter what I'm doing. It's great.
Yeah, it was super interesting and weird thing that they did. It's like, oh yeah, all of a sudden the Jonas Brothers are making music together. Let's put this here, and on top of that, they're just good. I mean, it was just sort of astounding how much better it is and how well they've adapted. Like, I know obviously, like I think Nick Jonas, he's the most popular one, right? He was always really good. I don't know if I
Um,
think his brothers tried to go solo, or at least one of them did, but I don't know. Um,
yeah,
so yeah, I think like that's pretty much a lot of the music taste right now. I mean, I think we all like our weird different shit. I like a lot of more background music. Um, but I know. So, what do you guys think about how Borderlands 3 is gonna be? Like,
no, that's
I
that
I
is
love the
interesting.
Borderlands franchise. I think you guys are the same. I know Jack, it's like one of your top games.
So
Um,
out of the three of us, I like it the least because I've only finished it a couple times. I get bored with it a
yes.
lot, and I still love that, like everything about that. I'm gonna find it hard to talk about Borderlands 3 because I can't be negative about it. I'm too hyped. I'm really hyped to see it. I'm so excited for it that I don't know how to say anything negative about it.
Yeah. Um. Here. Anyways, we'll wait. I think Jack's doing something right now. It's fine.
Oh, okay,
So we'll get his opinions on that.
good.
So we'll just talk real quick. But I think I'm really excited for it. Definitely. I'm really sad they didn't put a third hand to shoot the guy's face for the cover art.
Yeah,
I,
that would have been
I was waiting.
funnier.
I thought, like I was hoping his foot would go up. Just really, truly, truly fucking add to it. Um, yeah, I've loved a lot of the Borderlands series. I think the first Borderlands I played when I was growing up with my cousin, and he really liked it. And I played only Mordecai, and then when I got into
Mhm.
Borderlands 2, I played a lot of Zero because he was
Yep,
almost similar.
because you're a ninja
But
fuck.
by the time it ended, I think the two DLC characters for me really outshined
Um,
everything. I didn't like playing Axton, although he's pretty good. I liked playing a hell of a lot of Maya, and Zero. Basically, those are my go-tos. Um, I forgot the Gunzerker's name, but I didn't really play him too much. Although I'm
ah,
fairly
yeah,
sure he's really good. Um,
he's definitely one of the best.
yeah,
Definitely in the top 4 there.
yeah, 100% top four. Um, uh,
In
of
top 6,
before,
definitely.
yeah, yeah. Well, when the two DLC characters came out, I also especially just loved Krieg.
Yeah,
Like he was everything about him was fun. I loved
yeah.
playing him more than anything else, and that character really, really made me have more replayability with the game as opposed to anything. I liked playing Gage and I liked playing a lot of the other characters, but I really spent my time just messing around with Krieg. I thought everything about his playstyle was just crazy. It's everything I wanted to be, right? The whole upfront, just gunslinging craziness that is Borderlands.
Axe slinging more like.
And then yeah, and being able to play a psycho, something you've been familiar with, was super good. And I don't know. I forgot it was the game that was released before the Handsome Jack collection, but it was the one that completed it, the one where you had space. I think that one definitely wasn't as good.
Pre-sequel,
Yeah,
right?
the pre-sequel. I think that one was good story wise.
But the gameplay was just so weird. It just wasn't fun.
It
I
was
don't know,
it was
it
Borderlands.
didn't
It was
feel like
really
they
good.
changed anything majorly, but just didn't feel fun.
I didn't like the oxygen mechanic. That one.
Yeah, I hate adding pressure mechanics like that. Like, there's games where it makes sense, like Subnautica, that makes sense. It's supposed to be pressure, it's supposed to be scary, it's supposed to be limiting. But Borderlands, you're just becoming, like an immortal badass. Stop limiting me.
I mean, obviously it didn't affect you all the time, right? It's just something I didn't like,
Yeah,
especially earlier. It wasn't that fun for me. I think the characters in that game were exceptional, though. I think they were
yeah.
really,
The
really well
writing, the
designed.
writing across all the Borderland games, the writing is the main component that's amazing.
And learning, I think
No one can argue
that
that.
game for the story too was great. Like learning all that about Handsome Jack and Hyperion, like all
Yeah.
the how it happened was really good.
World building,
If you care.
storytelling, 2K fucking excels, and 2K
So
Gearbox excel at that.
I am excited for Borderlands 3, but I don't know.
Cautiously so, because I don't
Yeah,
want another
because
pre-sequel.
I definitely don't want another prequel. I don't.
I feel
It's
like they
hard to
learned
top
though.
Borderlands 2, especially with all the DLC. Like that game was just perfection. I mean, it was really good.
So, um, my thing about Borderlands, why I'm so hyped for it, is that I mean, looter shooter is becoming quite a a popular
Like genre,
game.
yeah.
Yeah, genre, not necessarily player base wise, but like developer wise. Like a lot of developers have been trying to make them lately, like things
Yeah.
like Destiny or the new one that just came out. What was it? The one that
Anthem? Is it Anthem?
yeah,
Oh,
Anthem.
Anthem,
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Anthem,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
That
don't
game
like
that everyone
Anthem.
forgot about
The,
instantly.
the thing is that Borderlands just does it so well that if you play Borderlands, any other looter shooter just feels really cheap and shitty. You know what I mean? Like these games try so hard to like take themselves so seriously, but when you're sitting there like grinding mobs for like 2 hours, it's hard to stay in that like world, you know what I mean? You're
Yeah.
just kind of like in brain dead space. Borderlands, on the other hand, when you're doing that shit, it's like constant fucking mayhem, and like you have like psychos like on fire running at you screaming shit about like I just ate my fucking baby, like it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
it's just it's so well, and it's done so well. And when you're playing games like Destiny or Anthem, you have to grind so long just to get a half decent piece of gear, but just playing Borderlands, you will constantly find gear that's just like
It's just all of it is
that's
fun.
super awesome. Yeah,
That's the main thing. All of it is fun.
the game is made to be fun, not made to be grinded. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, it definitely achieves that the fucking fantasy of just wanting to rip through everybody. It's a great game, and even now I think they've aged really well too. despite
Mhm.
everything. So if anyone who hasn't played the games for whatever reason, if there's anyone who's like, I guess, too young to do anything, I'd highly recommend going back, trying to play them. I think they're all on Steam, if you at least have a
They
PC.
are, yeah, they are.
Yeah. So I'd recommend.
Borderlands 2, that game is fucking fire, dude.
What
And
I'd
also,
recommend
you
is
can
that
get
people
the
play
whole
through
thing
Borderlands
for
1
cheap.
first.
Yeah, I'd say
Because
But at the
if you
same
play
time, it's
Borderlands
not
2,
even it's not even that necessary. Like my
It's
first
not, but it's
Borderlands
good to
game was
experience.
Borderlands 2. And
Yeah,
So-
same here, same here.
Here's what I
I
would
want to
say.
experience the story.
If you're one of those people
Wait.
where you want like the super linear story and you really want to care, I'd say go through it if you're gonna go through all of it. If you've never played before and you want to just play and get in, you're not really sure if you care about the story. Play 2 first. It's by far the most fun and the best.
but at the same time, 2 has a better story than the first one. And
That's
Borderlands 2,
Yeah.
Borderlands 2 also does a really excellent job of introducing you to the world.
It
It
does, yeah.
doesn't make you rely on knowledge from the previous game at all.
That's
You
true.
know?
Actually,
The
I changed my
only
mind.
the
I'll play Borderlands 2 first.
yeah, like the only like the only thing that you might not know exactly what's happening is when the old cast kind of returns, but even then,
Even then, you
It's
sort of
not
get the
a-
idea
not
that they're
even
the
It's
that
not a
old-
big
necessary
part.
because nothing that happened in their game is relevant in the current game. It's just
Yeah, at all.
their characters in Borderlands 2 are standalone as part of Borderlands 2 story. They're just cool returning characters, and honestly, they're really strong characters just in Borderlands 2. So
I don't know if they mention it,
Yeah.
but one of the things, the themes throughout the game, there's only allowed to be like how many sirens are able to exist at one time.
Oh, it's like 10. It's like 10 in the entire universe.
There's like a number, like there's only a certain amount because they're like these insane magic
Yeah.
users, and in the first 2 games, each of them are like one of the main characters. So there's a couple like little parts of the lore. I don't even know if I don't know if they touch on that ever, but you wouldn't miss anything too big, and anything you really want to know or you were curious about, you could always just take a quick Google search. But they're all very good games, regardless of whether you care or not about the story. They're super
Yeah.
fun. They're very welcoming to new players. You can
And honestly, they're probably on sale on Steam right now. Like they're always on sale. So if you see them, just pick them up. It's
And
worth your time.
I will
promise.
say, if you're gonna get anything, I get like the game of the year or whatever with everything, because it'll save you money in the long run. It's already cheap as hell, but yeah, they're absolutely amazing games. The third one is going, and on the same. Oh, Jack, you got something to say?
and we're not going to include this pre-sequel. I know you
For
guys
now.
were kind of chatting it up. To be honest, I didn't even finish the pre-sequel because I found so many of them were just
You're cutting in a
With-
lot, buddy.
yeah. Sorry. So
Yeah,
I didn't
but you're
even finish. I didn't even finish the pre-sequel because I found so many of the mechanics were just so annoying to play with. Like when I'm playing Borderlands, I want to be running around just like blasting psychos in the face. Like picking up sick ass gear and just doing whatever the fuck I can. But in what's it called, in the pre-sequel, you have to worry about all this other shit. Like the biggest thing was just worrying about oxygen, which I thought was like the silliest
Yeah,
shit
we
ever.
touched on that. It was by far the worst mechanic. Like I think there was a lot of
Here's the
funny
thing.
stuff. Like it was still
There's
a
no-
Borderlands game, but
Yeah, honestly, there was no reason for that to be in the game. It was just
Yeah.
put in
It
there
was
because
just
the
annoying.
developer. Yeah, it was put in there for, I guess, like an immersion sense, but at the same time, you're playing Borderlands. Like,
You're not immersed in shit, yeah.
yeah, you're
The only
just
thing you're
there to
immersed in
have
is
a.
fucking blood and gore. Like,
But
and their
but
guns.
but at the same time, like that's not to say that Borderlands is just fun for the gameplay. Like Borderlands 2 has one of the best stories of
Yeah.
like a video game I've played. Like that
I don't
game.
think it's for me. I really enjoyed the story. I don't think it's one of the best stories. I think it's one of the best worlds. I
Mhm.
love the world building in that game.
I mean, one of
It's
my
just
favorite
so
thing.
fun.
One of my favorite things was just like, handsome Jack, the main villain.
Yeah.
Like how he could always talk to you, and like at the start of the game, he was just so cocky, and it was no big to fucking kill you and your squad. But as the game goes on, you see him like slowly more and more progress like to
He
insanity.
he starts like cracking out because he will never admit that he's worried. He just starts going a bit insane.
He goes absolutely insane, and it's so cool. Like they
Yeah.
have really good character work in there.
So
Definitely.
speaking of games that make people insane, I cannot physically play any of. I don't know the studio. And
FromSoft.
From Soft, you guys already know what I'm talking about.
Sekiro
Okay,
Shadows Die
I'm gonna
15
talk about
billion
this
times.
first because I'm the least experienced. So
Go
like,
for it.
how Alex was the least experienced with that. I will say I have tried. I have tried to play Dark Souls and Bloodborne and Sekiro. I haven't actually tried to play Sekiro. I've given up at this point. But like, I share games with Alex. If I really wanted to, I could boot it up, like install
Yeah.
and boot it up. But it's I love the game. I love what they do. They are by far wonderful games. I am nowhere near the level of skill and just I can't put in the patience. I'd break my TV and everything before I was able to go anywhere. I've gotten a decent amount through Dark Souls 3, and that's about as far as I'm willing to go. And I know if you go back, there's other things like they have worse mechanics or they seem like better Dark Souls games, and the community is super try hard, and they they have a lot of interesting opinions on things, and some of them are really crazy. Everything everyone is really there is good, and it's a great game to have. I don't think it's by any means a cancer or anything like that. And Sekiro, I love the art style, and it seems very very interesting, but I don't know that much. I'm a virgin.
The
Mm-hmm.
game be tough as. It's as a FromSoft vet, like I've played like all of the Dark Souls games. I played Bloodborne. I've played them all through and like extensively, like replayed a few of them. I never played Demon Souls. Like I'm not gonna
I
buy a
don't think you need
PlayStation
to.
2.
I
Yeah, I
really
don't
don't.
want to buy a PlayStation 2 for it. It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
But like
So because it's a bad game in
they're
general, I
they're
think
my
at this point.
favorite. Like they've always been one of my favorite games. Is the Dark Souls games or Bloodborne. Bloodborne especially is like my favorite game. But being a Souls veteran and going into Sekiro really fucks you, man. That game, it's like it has all the mechanics of Dark Souls in it, but they're not the right things to use. Dark
It's
Souls trains you to do a dodge and weave in attacks when you can style thing.
here. If I'll
Sekiro,
cut in here,
yeah, go
Sekiro
ahead.
for Dark Souls vets, Sekiro is like walking into your living room to find everything shifted 1 inch to the left. Everything looks the same. Everything should feel the same, but you're gonna run your toe into the couch about 15 times before you learn. Alright,
Yeah,
continue.
a few more than 15, it feels like fuck game, dude.
Yeah.
But it's shit, man. Like I always try to dodge and shit, and it fucks me over.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm not dissing the combat at all because I think the combat is one of the like most fun and like exciting forms of combat I've played in any game. It's just so to the teeth, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
For
really.
for my own experience with FromSoft, I have played Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, all on their own occasions. I've never played Bloodborne, unfortunately, and same with Demon Souls. I've never had a PS4 or a PS2 to play those. Never owned them.
If you're
My
learning to play
experience with
Bloodborne, you
Dark
can
Souls,
borrow my PS4. I don't
yeah,
mind.
but my things for 1 through 3 is I fucking hate Dark Souls. I don't like Dark Souls. It's always felt clunky and impenetrable to me, and I know that's the point because you're supposed to just keep bashing your head against the wall until you figure it out. But after a certain point, my head hurts, so I give up. And I just don't find them engaging enough for me to want to learn. And then I booted up Sekiro. Holy fuck! This is the easiest FromSoft game.
Bullshit,
Right?
dude. It's
Okay,
the
this is the
hardest.
interesting thing. This is what I love. This is what I love. Dark Souls vet, all 3 games, he's fucking perfected them. He can do them in his sleep. I can't beat the first boss in any of them. Um, Sekiro clicks with me. It just clicks. I love this game. Like the combat just feels so clean and so punishing because as much as you get to be a badass with the sword, if you fuck up, you're gonna feel it. The base enemies do a quarter of your health per strike, and they'll throw 3 strikes at you before you can react. This game doesn't fuck around. This is a FromSoft game. And like, but you feel yourself getting better. All the deflects, every counter, every right like time dodge, every time you like throw yourself against the boss like 50 fucking times, and then finally crack their first stage. It feels like you've known how to do the first stage all along, and then it just keeps going like that. The success builds, and it feels good. but Lady Butterfly can suck my fucking dick. Oh my god. Fuck that boss. Fuck that stupid fucking dumb bitch. But stupid boss lady bitch.
Okay, all
Suck
right, all
my-
right, all right. Listen, I don't put myself through that kind of torture. All right, I got enough in my life that I'm masochistic about.
Yeah.
Video games
Dude,
and my free time. I haven't even played like for the little time that I do play video games now. It's not gonna be something that makes me want to, you know,
for me, this is the
rip
game
my
that's
goddamn ears off.
this is the game that's closest to me. There's two games that have actually made me want to break a controller.
I have broken many.
The first one is For Honor,
Oh,
for so much reasons. It just like God,
Honor's
that
a
game
great
is
game though. It's so good.
God, it's so cool. It's so cool. I wish it worked.
No, for real.
Dude, you and me
real.
both.
But now Sekiro, it's like if you guys you've seen that John Mulaney bit, it's like I can never understand why a person would kill another person, and then I got cheated on for the first time, and this is what it feels like. I've never understood what break their own equipment, but now I do.
Yeah.
Yo, fuck, man.
So yeah, I mean, like I think there's a lot of like decently hard games or everything. Obviously, the Souls games and like everything from Software is clearly the it seems to be the standard or the magnum opus.
Shut up.
I mean, I think, but I think part of that intensity and difficulty is so core to the game. You know what I mean? Not just in the sense that that's just the game's identity, but as far as the enjoyment of the game. I mean, I've only ever broken a controller once, and it was to Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I fucking yossed that bitch across my room. It was really bad. But that game is still my favorite game of all time. That the difficulty is so frustrating when you're dealing with it, but that when you finally get it and you you pass it, it wasn't just you need to play it enough times. It was you need to go at it with a strategy, and you needed to just improve yourself to a point where you could beat it. And it's so self-rewarding just to play through these games. For me at least, that's a massive sense of enjoyment in these games.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's a cultural phenomena, right? I mean, there's a lot of them out there. Me personally, one of the biggest cultural phenomena that I'm infatuated with is like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Mhm.
I really do. I think I love JoJo's. It's everything that is sort of like memey about anime and all that kind of shit. I know some people are very conflicted about it. Actually, I I almost want to say like I want to be like, oh, I never used to like anime, but then again, technically the first way that I got into it was when I was growing up, my mom was looking for like DVDs for me to have, to watch, and she picked out just one of the Naruto movies for me because I thought ninjas were cool and they looked like ninjas or some shit. I don't know how the hell she found it, but she gave me like just a fucking Naruto disc, and that's really what got me into anime, getting into the whole JoJo's thing. It's just so crazy and bizarre.
If I can interrupt you
and
for a
it's its own
second,
standard. Yeah.
we just went from a topic for first in Borderlands. I was least experience. Then we went to Sekiro where you were the least experience, and now we get Jack sitting in the back on the anime talk.
Oh yeah, that's why I did that on purpose.
Yep.
Although my segue was pretty
I like
good
it.
too. Thank you.
I
But-
got ruined it with the meta, but whatever.
Yeah, stop metagaming, dude. This is not scripted. Come on. No.
I rolled to seduce you.
Dude, shut the fuck up. We're not gonna get into.
Critical hit.
All right.
Or
So
critical fail.
yeah, but it's crazy. I mean, like I've gotten Alex into it. I know Jack has his own stance on anime, which is like fine. I don't really care if
And
you
it's
watch
gay.
it now.
Well, no, that's not my stance at all.
Well, no, I think you wanna, like, you appreciate it.
All of my friends, when they talk about animes and they're telling me a story, I find it. I'm just not good at sitting down and watching TV, and especially
Yeah.
cartoon.
I believe the word
I'm
he was
kinda
looking
with
for is
you on that.
interesting. He cut out a bit, but I think he said it was so interesting. Yeah, I get I get what you mean, Jack. It's one of those things of I mean, you obviously have to like anything that you're going into, right? Or else it's not gonna work. But Yeah, I really got into it, and a lot of people that I know who got into it more, like everyone who really appreciates it and gets super into watching all these animes and going through and watching something even more than the dub. It's because they grew up with it, right? It's one of those things of like you have almost like a childlike comfort with, and yeah, I mean whether you like it or not, I don't think it really matters. But it's in the same way of even in the anime community, JoJo's is just so different. I mean, it's the most anime out there. It's everything that you really want it to be. It's crazy. It's funny. It's weird. It's so
It's so
so
funny.
weird, but it is
It's
it is
so funny.
amazing. Like everything from the poses to the art style to like the whole story of the Joestars. It's crazy. And if you're willing to give it a try, I'd highly recommend
All of it is bizarre.
watching it. Yes, and it's even
Ha.
on the yes, it's even on Netflix. And I was really
First season on Netflix, go watch it.
yeah.
Not a suggestion. Command. Go do it.
Even though it's the first season, there's actually the first two parts of the
Yeah,
anime.
yeah.
And in my favorite Joestar, and I'm fairly up to date, so the only thing I don't know, in terms of anime, I don't know who Giorno is. I'm not aware of him, but I've seen like Diamonds Unbreakable, so I'm decently up to date. But Joseph is my favorite. Joseph Joestar, young Joseph's story, being like the person who goes through with Hamon and was just so crazy and outrageous for me. I just found it so enjoyable. I not that Stardust Crusaders or anything wasn't amazingly enjoyable with the whole stands, but it's just for me. I just like the whole like craziness of Joseph's personality better, and then seeing him get a stand later and work with Jotaro was really good for me. I know Alex is not even that far. Alex has started watching it and
Nope.
he has an
I'm like
appreciation.
6 episodes in. Because I watched anime really, so that's my thing. Demitri binges. For me, I enjoy anime, but like I watch it over a really long time. Watch like an episode maybe every couple days. In this case, I haven't watched an episode in weeks, just because I've been doing other shit. I've been playing games or stuff. Right? I've been playing Sekiro more and more. Not addicted.
I usually watch anime while I do other shit, which is why I watch those things. So if like I'm cleaning or anything, I'll like stick on some anime, and that's sort of how I get through
Yeah,
it.
I can't do that. I have to give my full attention to the anime, or else I will remember. I just won't enjoy it.
Yeah. I think you and I both. Have you finished Tokyo Ghoul? I know you've gotten very
Yeah,
far.
yeah. I finished. As far as it's been updated, I finished it. Third season sucked.
It was definitely not living up to the hype. I can't believe that
It
that's
was
what they did.
cool. I enjoyed watching it. It sucked.
It's just not what they should have done. But
It wasn't. It didn't. Yeah. It
Tokyo
wasn't what.
Ghoul was so good, especially the first thing, even with Rude. And I don't know. I think it's.
God, right.
I'm pretty sure.
Rude was amazing. I loved Rude more than the original.
I think I figured out why it was so weird though. I was watching other people talk about it, so I think it's because they're waiting for the manga to catch up. So Route A isn't even what happens. I think something like that, which is why
Yeah.
it's so weird. So they had to do their own thing, and it's why it seems so slow. Um, yeah, but anyways, these things are really good, and I highly recommend anyone to watch it. Casually or anything. And if you have Netflix, which like a lot of people do, um, there's a whole bunch of options on there for anything. I mean, even something like Ouran High Host Club is really good. And even though it looks really like it looks like a reverse harem, which is pretty much what it is, it's actually got a really good story and all that kind of stuff. I also really fancy like romance. One of my favorite animes, and it used to be my favorite for a while, was Snow White with the Red Hair. If anyone's ever seen that, it's also by the same people who made My Hero, Studio Bones. And obviously Death Note. I think that's one of the greatest starter
Oh my god.
animes to watch. I think
Yep.
if you've never watched anime before, you should definitely try Death Note.
Most of the reason for
In-
like this is the reason for me is that I didn't watch anime because I didn't like the tropes. Like I found it cringy and annoying. I feel like all like the cliches of anime, right? Like classic animes, all the like stupid, embarrassing, cringy moments. Like they used to that cringe humor. I hated it. And then I found Death Note, which avoided all of it by having like a smart protagonist and like a really fucking clever plot. Like it is just smart. That show is smart.
You
Jack,
know
you were
what's
gonna-
interesting? Yeah, is I never watched the anime, but I remember I read the manga.
For Death Note?
Yeah, strange enough, I read like 4 of the books. I never finished it because it was like fucking like $10 or something.
Yeah.
Maybe even more. Or
Probably
like
more.
$5 of that thing. Yeah, it was. I really enjoyed it at the
It
time.
has you hooked. Like I
Mhm.
did.
Biffed it.
Shut the
So-
fuck up. Shut your goddamn stupid mouth.
So yeah, but no, it's just like I think for whatever reason, it's one of the things that really got me into it. I'm really not that. I do it in phases. I like watching it here and there, and like I like watching seasons. But whenever I'm really really invested, it was usually like the last time I was really really invested was when the first season of My Hero came out, because that anime is just amazing. It is so good. I've seen all of Naruto. It's not an achievement. It's actually very sad. Uh
I need help.
Yeah, I tried starting
This is
Boruto
bad.
too, but it's just like I don't even know if I want to make that commitment. It's a good show. It's not like it's not that good. It's more like nostalgia. It gets good later once you know what's going on, and it's like so much filler. It's mostly filler. It's not.
Naruto? Anything to do with Naruto having filler? Wow! Fucking shocker!
If you're
I
not
wonder
a,
why many
if you
people haven't
don't,
watched it.
hold on, I'm also gonna explain. If you don't know what filler is,
That's a good point,
filler.
actually.
Yeah. So the way that anime works is they're usually adapting from a manga, and so when which is like the books, it's like a Japanese books. You can go Google it if you don't know what manga is. I'm sorry to have to do that, but they usually adapt it from those, especially like a lot of other things like the kind of shonen stuff. And when they do that, the books aren't necessarily finished or close to, so they create the people who are animating put like the main story on the side and have these weird sort of side adventures, and they're just there to basically let the writer catch up. Um, yeah, that's what filler is, and Naruto is just it's mostly filler. So
It's a
yeah,
lot of filler.
you can also go online and you can look up what is the actual story. Not that it's necessarily a good story. I think it gets really good in the end. Like I'm not gonna diss it too hard. Like it's a very very good one. It was the most popular for a while. And I've never seen One Piece. I've never been able to get into it, but I know that's also competing.
It is targeted at kids. That's putting that out. Like Naruto, the target audience was kids. It's supposed to be like run on fucking Teletoon and shit, right?
I
So
think it wasn't originally meant to run on Teletoon. It was
or
Japanese,
but
so
you like
but
yeah, well, yeah. No, I mean
yeah,
when it became popular in America. Shut up. Shut your face hole.
yes. I get what you mean. Like
So
like the
that
whole
might
like
be. Which like kids are willing to sit through filler. They're really excited to see their favorite fucking ninja fuck shit up.
yeah, everyone just wants to see
No.
ninjas. Like that's why I liked it. Like again, that's why I watched all of Naruto. Is I wanted to see the ninja that I grew up with fuck some more shit up, and it's cool. Everything and anime also has more in depth stories. A lot of them, depending which one. Don't watch. There's a couple you should never watch. By the way, I'd screen everything before you watch it. There's some really crazy stuff, really bad like not for kids stuff. Um, and some of
Wait,
them
what, sorry?
get really adult. Oh, and like I'm saying for people that have never gotten into it,
Oh yes.
don't
Okay,
judge
yeah.
everything based on like the
You
popular
should search up
few.
reviews for animes because
Yeah,
some of them,
ex-
some can get some real fucked up real fast.
like there's the
Talking
couple that like
ReZero.
Pupa and Poku no Biku. Did I say
Okay,
that?
that's not anime. That's just hentai.
No, they're really fucked. Like I would not watch those for many reasons. Um,
Yeah.
I have never seen them myself. I have a friend who did, and yikes.
Yikes.
But
But yeah, everyone should start off with Bible Black.
stop. No, okay. So the TLDR is if you want to get into anime and you've never watched, you're willing to give it a try. I'd recommend Death Note. It's safe for all ages, not the live action movie, the anime. It's on Netflix.
Do not watch the live action movie.
It is the easiest thing, and if you're interested, there's a whole bunch of other stuff. Just try it out. Give everything, whatever the 3 episodes or some shit. There's a lot of other great ones. You could talk about it forever, but I'm done
Yeah.
with talking about it for people that don't care, and I'm sorry that you had to sit through that. But
Speaking of talking, how long have we been talking?
probably enough to be able to end it if we really wanted to. I think
Did you start a timer?
I didn't know, and I realized that about 15ish minutes after we started, somewhere
Did
around
you start
there.
a timer then?
No, I didn't. I didn't really care. Well, I just figured
If only-
well, we don't really
if
have a
only-
format. Who cares? Well, let's just let it go.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
But Yeah, I mean, is there?
Yeah.
I have some other stuff I can talk about. I mean, we can end it here very sloppily if you so
S-
desire.
At this point, I'm pretty baked.
That's the
And
best point. Okay,
and
okay.
and I don't really know what to talk about, but like if you want to keep bringing things up, sure.
Yeah, I can keep
Cool,
bringing
cool. Like we can cycle through a little bit more.
cycle through a bit more.
Let Jack talk for a bit.
Hi.
Yeah, there you go.
Well,
Just in case you forgot what his voice sounds.
yeah,
That's the voice of a molester.
stop. He's supposed to be your friend. I mean, if you want to bring up some random stuff, like so today, or in general, I order a lot of skip the dishes, which is not necessarily a good thing. It's not like I eat terribly, but it's just better to cook for yourself, and I usually have the means. But today was an exception. I we got very destroyed the other night. Very
Yes. Yeah.
very destroyed. Um, and so I decided I wanted barbecue, and I've actually been snacking on them, and I hope no audio comes through. But
I haven't heard anything.
I got these. They're smoked wings, and they're not the texture of wings I like. I like them a bit more crispy, but they're really good. Like they're smoked with like like a dry rub and barbecue. They're ah ah ah.
Stop. This is not an ASMR podcast. Stop it.
I want to
Stop.
do something.
It's time to stop.
All right. All right. Tell me, how about you? How will y'all go through and say the nicest thing that's happened to us this week? Give a little happy note in here.
I have no idea. I have no fucking idea.
And I want to kill myself. Depression.
Um,
Shout out to Anomaly. I would not listen to the song KMS by Anomaly.
I would.
I was about to say I
Speaks to
definitely
me.
would.
That's what I just
The
read.
happiest thing that's happened to me recently. Well, yesterday I got to hang out with his friends,
Aw,
and yeah, it was a good time.
dude.
And you know,
Gay?
Yeah. Have you?
hey, one of them was female, therefore not gay.
That's debatable.
That's actually, yeah, good point.
No,
Bone
I'm
Bros.
kidding. I'm
Sorry,
kidding.
sorry.
No, you can't bring up Bone Bros. Bone Bros isn't even. Bone Bros is
Bone
like
Bros
a.
isn't us thing.
It's like Project X right now. It's I guess
secret
Project
weapon.
XXX, but um, the secret weapon. Do I have? Oh, what was the thing that we were gonna? You literally said like, "Oh, this is podcast worthy earlier today." Something that happened? I don't know.
Demitri, you're asking the wrong person.
It was what we were talking about it earlier on Snapchat. I don't remember what the fuck it was.
I'm really baked.
Yeah, you are. I want to make you do shit just because you are so big. I think that's like that's the only reason why I really wanna.
I don't know where my phone is. Put it down somewhere. It's lost in the ether. Ether.
Either. The
Oh
nicest
my
thing.
God. PTSD.
The nicest thing that's happened to
Sorry.
me, I think, this week. I found someone on YouTube that I'm really into. I believe his name is Jedley. I'll double check.
Yeah, and he masturbates to him every day. He's really into him.
Can you stop? I feel like
No,
you're
I cannot.
enforcing this
You
narrative.
see how he's
Am
getting
I?
mad? It's because he's
Yeah,
trying to
it's
not
too true.
do
It's too
it
close to the
now.
truth. It hurts.
All
It hurts too
right.
close
You
to
know
home.
what? You guys caught me. I fucking jerk off to Jedley every fucking night. That man makes me come harder than a fucking
Alien pussy flashlight.
Yes.
Yes. That's
Yes.
yes. Anyways, his name is Jedley. Yes, Jedley on YouTube. He makes fucking vlogs. I think he's really interesting. I love him. His personality is great. All that kind of shit. I think if we ever got popular enough, which would have to be very, very popular, I'd like to, talk to him at some point. Have enough clout.
Did we just vape at the same time, Jack? That's pretty hot.
Yes, we did.
I was gonna make a joke like
Why
vape.
was there such a delay? His
t-
brain had
take
to
a minute.
process that.
Dude.
Okay, Jack.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine.
Perfectly
Stop asking
okay.
questions.
Nothing going on in the background. Just we slightly hear just.
Just that's all that's fucking going
You
around.
gotta end it off on a high note.
Well, you're certainly ending it off on a goddamn high note. So how much have you been
Hey.
smoking this whole time, Alex? While you're
I've hit the vape more times than I remember because I keep mistaking it for
Okay,
one.
you
I just
should-
hit it and I'm like, "Oh, I should stop."
you're gonna get
So
so
I'm pretty
fucked.
good.
I do
Pretty
have a
good.
couple more topics. I'm debating whether or not I want to like. How much longer do we want this to go? Because I have a topic that if I
I don't
throw
think
it
we
in,
should have this crazy long, to be
We've
honest.
100% hit an hour at this point, and I think we should.
all right. You guys just cut the fuck
Bye.
out. Yeah, what the hell? Hello, welcome back.
sorry. Oh yeah, sorry. We should cut it off here. So
There's a couple things I
Yeah.
want to say to, I guess, anyone that might be listening here, just as some explanation, I guess, that I was thinking about. So, if
Mhm.
you're wondering why audio's messed up, I don't think like we have ideas and means to actually properly have like proper audio tracks, but unless we
but
get
we're super scuffed.
unless we get popular enough, it's gonna be really scuffed. So,
Yeah,
I guess
the scuff is real.
if you like this and you want better audio,
I play League of Legends and throw my mic a lot.
Jack, have you seen our title card? The thing that we're displaying throughout this entire thing?
No.
Demitri sent it to him.
Oh no, I did send it to him on
You
fucking
did?
Snapchat. This motherfucker won't
Oh,
check a
Jack,
Snapchat
check
even
your
when you
Snapchat.
tell him to.
Okay, you see, I would that, but that break my secret vow.
Check your Snapchat. Come on.
I can't. I'm in the middle of a game of League right
How
now.
are you in the middle of a game of League right now? Why are you like this?
Dude,
Why
he's
are you
obsessive.
the way you are?
So, well, yeah, we're really scuffed. So if you're wondering why, it's because we're literally all on my audio track. Yes, I know how to fix this. Yes, I can. It involves them caring, and so fucking like,
It
subscribe,
involves.
share, fucking make them care. Did that rhyme? That
Wait. Can I end this
Want
off
a
with a
Stutterless?
joke? Yes.
Let me think if I want anything else to say before you
Okay,
do
okay,
that.
okay,
we
okay,
can
hang on.
actually end it off on your joke. All right, so I've said
Okay. Thank you.
I've gone through the whole spiel of fucking like subscribe. We are also planning on having more of our friends as guests if everyone's into that kind of shit. Oh, let
Friends with the
us
foursomes.
know what everybody fucking thinks if you watch this. That'd be pretty
Let me
fucking
just
cool.
clarify that us having like friends as guests requires us to go make friends. So don't get your
Alright,
hopes up.
You don't have to hit it that hard.
Don't tell them about the people on Craigslist that I'm paying. Okay, this isn't allowed. Anyways, cutting that out clearly. Yeah.
Note to self: remove from podcast.
Yes. Later, me editing this video. Take them the fuck out.
Yeah, just take out their audio track.
Oh yeah. Also, if anyone wants to fucking give us suggestions on an image, we really I think the Comic Sans is
I
really
think we've
working
already
for
made
us.
it perfect.
I think this is perfection. Oh, if
Honest.
people really do start caring and want video and shit like that, I think we're open to that kind of stuff. Leave fucking comments and shit. Let us know what your thoughts are. Do all the regular fucking shit, and I guess Alex, for now, send us off.
What has a small penis that hangs down?
I already hate this.
A bat. What has a
That's
gigantic
so bad.
penis? No, what has a gigantic penis and hangs up?
Wait, I can answer. No, I was gonna do that.
You just left the fucking call. It's funny because he's tiny as fuck. We got 1 Inch Wonder over there. Good night, everybody.